Hello and welcome back everybody to Because We're Here, Mohnblume und Blaue Rose. So, we're going to meet our friends from Borschberg, and I have the feeling they're not in the best condition. At least like, psychologically. But we'll see about that. So let's go forward, shall we? Marius slowly retreats back down the line. Did I not click in the window? Huh. I stand here looking at the corner of the trench for, well, it must be about 5 full minutes, which is, a long time to have done that for. True. Ah, now the controller works. Strange. I take a deep breath. I take a series of deep breaths. I begin to hyperventilate. I manage to calm it back down again. I'm back to the standard issue deep breaths. No paperback, no risk of fainting. Did they already had the paperbacks back in the day? I doubt it. Good old deep breaths. The bread and butter of the breath world. I'm just beginning to attempt to channel myself to gather the confidence to contemplate, considering turning the corner when a figure comes casually strolling around it. And the stride that figure cuts is incredibly familiar. August? Yay! Dum dum dum! August freezes. I freeze. We are frozen. I could make a Frozen joke, but I won't. There are distant blasts in the background, and hacking and coughing in the foreground, but the silence is overpowering. Out of nowhere, a lone voice pierces straight into the heart of our reverie. Private Weil, before I forget, please remember to pass the 7th company, Oh, he's part of the staring group now. Eugen freezes. Okay. Now Wolf, cool. August, Eugen, tell them they still owe me June to back. Oh my god, this is awesome. This is ingenious. Ingenious. Wolf freezes. Who's next? What feels like an eternity simply flies by. Oh right, there is no who's next, right? Eugen, Wolf, August. Yeah, that's it. Ah. Suddenly, everybody begins at once. Elfriede, what are you doing here? Elfriede, what gift of divine providence brings you sweet countenance to our corner of... God damn it, I know what Eugen is saying, but I swear to God, I have never in my life have said the words Eugen says, you know? Like, that's so difficult for me. Screw you English language, and especially the ones who actually can use it. Yeah, well, get away from here. Are you an idiot? Everyone, I'm here. I came. True. They eventually learn to quieten down so I can speak. I came here with a war artist. I wanted to see it for myself, and I was so worried about you all. I'm only here for a day. I'm so glad to see you're okay. Elfriede, you're a sight for sore eyes. That much is obvious. But you shouldn't have come. I know. I'm sorry. But I had to see things with my own eyes. You have seen them now, so go back. You need to get out of here. Elfriede, it's... seeing you again so soon. It's amazing. I'm going to become a field postwoman. No! Don't do that! Elfriede, what are you talking about? Suddenly, I am caught off guard. Ah! What? A shell lands in no man's land and far closer to our position than the others have been. The blast is deafening, but the men hardly react. Dirt and debris are blown into the trench. I've been single-minded before now, focused, but this one catches me off guard, and I let out a shriek. Sorry. Let's have this conversation elsewhere. This section is due for more of the same, I feel, and our esteemed guest may not find it exactly within her levels of comfort. How can you be so calm? It landed just over there. If they hit ya, they hit ya. No use worrying. Probably best to get away from it, but you're never safe. Come on, I'm due for lookout at Hill 15. That's an area on the other side of Windmill Corner. Anyway, you all can keep me company. Yeah, where else are we gonna go? Elfriede, come on. Yeah, okay. I can't believe Wolf's resignation. And Eugen and August didn't even register his words as overly pessimistic. It's unreal to see them like this. Still, just to see them at all. It's impossible to state just how relieved I am. True that. Good that they're still alive. By the way, I love this music, you know. This fits the scene perfectly. You know, this trench bunker music. Yeah, it's not really a bunker music because they're not in a bunker, but you know what I mean. Doom, 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 doom. It's great. I love it. As we... Excuse me. Sorry. I'm so happy that I just swallowed my own spit and I kind of choked on that. That sounded more disgusting than it sounded in my head. As we make our way through the trench, Eugen and August wear their rifles on slings around their shoulders, one hand on them as they walk. Wolf merely clasps this awkwardly in his left hand, his arm hanging down by his side. So, a field post woman. Really? Yeah, I'm strongly considering it. I came to see what the trenches were really like first, though. A medic from 3rd Company showed me the way to that corner and then you turned up. By the way, August, why were you leaving Windmill Corner? You were getting something for the others, I heard them say? Yeah, I was going over to the next segment. One of the guys there owed me some cigs and I... Cigs? August, you're smoking? Ah, that's appalling. Well, that's pretty normal in that day, to be honest. Oh, right. Sorry. Smoking is good sometimes, though. Steadies the nerves. I don't do it often. It smells disgusting. That's not really our first concern out here. August looks at the ground in disappointment. But is it in himself? Or in... Sorry. I was just a bit shocked. Yeah, it wasn't you. It's fine. I'm sure we can all empathize with your disdain. But there really are worse things than foul habits out here. Surprisingly, courage for Eugen. I look over at him and he shoots me a gentle smile. He didn't realize that was snippy? How? Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, for Eugen, that was actually really snippy. Yeah, that happens when you're like, for months down in, Windmill Corner, I guess. The other three suddenly stop to walk. Or stop walking. No, you can also say stop to walk, right? Ah, English, my old foe, we meet again. I look round and see an unknown man strolling up to us with his hands behind his back. Upon arrival, he greets us in a sing-song tone. Ho, Reinhold, Lance Corporal. That doesn't really sound like a wrestling name. Are you a betrayer? You were supposed to take over from Bergengrün 15 minutes ago. Apologies, sir. I am on my way. I had been, somewhat distracted. Distracted by... The new arrival suddenly notices me and puts a hand to his glasses, presumably to check that he isn't hallucinating, and that there really is a woman in plain clothes in his trench. Who are you? Otto, this is Elfriede. Elfriede, Otto. Otto Junkers. Oh, that is so German again. So German, I love it. This is Elfriede? He knows who I am? Have people been talking about me? That's insane. In the midst of all this? Pleasure to meet you. Otto Junkers. Lance Corporal Otto Junkers. Oh, Lance Corporal is like a rank. I see. I thought like his name was Lance and he was a corporal. Lance Corporal? August, shouldn't you call him that? Otto is fine. I'm aware of trench etiquette, Elfriede. August rolls his eyes, but suppresses a faint smirk. You have no idea how reassuring it is to finally seem in good humor about something. I don't stand on ceremony. I'm only an NCO. What is the point? NCO? Non-commissioned officer. Meaning? NCOs are just regular soldiers who work their way up. The alternative is a proper military academy officer training officer. So, to answer your question, NCO means I'm only here because enough people died out of the job first. Well done me. Haha. Oh. If there's one skill I have, it's not dying. Really, a very good one, all things considered. How is that a skill? Are you just very well trained? You could say that. I've been a sport shooter for quite a long time, so a sidestep into shooting people isn't that much of a hassle. I've been in the war since the very first day, you know. I've outlived hundreds. Honestly. Hundreds. Old Otto ain't going nowhere. Hundreds? Well, I got rather unlucky with my placements, and my platoons always met head first with disaster. I was at least always assigned to hang back and serve as a sniper. I really do prefer a role where a level of technical skill actually gives you good odds of staying alive. Yeah, I can see why. So yes, hand on heart, hundreds. Otto licks his finger, wipes his glass lens, and chuckles quietly. Is this really a man who's outlived hundreds? And if he's reveling in being a sniper, that means this man has actually killed people? Ah, it's dawned on me that I should probably at least make a paper-thin concession towards doing my duties. Namely, inquiring what the heck this girl is actually doing here. I'm visiting the Borschberg man. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me, but I had to come. Right. That's not really appropriate. I might have to advise you to leave. No. Lance Corporal Junkers. Miss Rouse here is evaluating whether to throw her lot in with the Wesslinger Armed Forces and serve as a field post woman or not. Surely a slight exception can be made in her rare case. Eugen, for the last time, Otto is fine. Preferable even. And, oh, I see. Well, that's probably fine then. Probably fine? Is he honestly their superior? I know that it's technically benefiting me, but even I realize that he is far, far too laid back about this. Do me a favor though. If Horst sees you, don't let him know I said it was okay. Oh, and tell him you're already a field post woman. Much more likely you'll be allowed to stay. Alright, thanks. This is not all what I pictured an officer being like. Is this the standard of discipline in the field? Yeah. Yeah, but of course, you know, if you have no idea about war, how are you supposed to know? You know what war is like. I have to give credit to the creator though. I mean, I've never been in war, thankfully, and let's hope that I will never be. And if it was about me, no one ever has to go to war, you know? But, so I don't know from first-person perspective what war is like. But you know by now probably that I'm a history geek and I read a lot about it. And I have to say, this picture the creator is drawing is rather accurate. So, cool. But still, wow. Although, of course, not most officers were like Otto Junkers probably. But you know, the desperation, the getting used to getting nearly shot and stuff like that. And Reinhold, get over to Hill 15 as soon as possible. Otto saunters off, gazing skyward and seeming already lost in a daydream. Phew, that was nerve-wracking. It seems we are fine, Elfriede. I suppose such administrative gymnastics are the price to pay to see a female face in the trenches. And, even if just for the day, it is wonderfully reinvigorating to see you once more. Well, if my being here helps remind you of home, that's good. By the way, who is Horst? Corporal Seelert. That really doesn't... no German name has an S and then an Z. Traitor. Okay. in charge of the platoon. Otto is his right-hand man. Oh, that reminds me. You said in your letter that you did get assigned to Corporal Lange in the end. He's dead, huh? It must be so strange to serve under an old teacher. Yeah, very strange indeed. So, this Horst is the new one now? Where's old Lange? A stony silence falls. Oh, Lange will not be joining us today. Lange is... Yes, dear Corporal Lange fell in the skirmish that claimed the better part of the fellows. What? The Boschberg fellows are... The Boschberg fellows have been disbanded. There were heavy casualties. The unit instead forward marches straight into the pages of legend, taking with it a good 55% of the men it called its own. What? There was skirmish a few days in. About half of us got killed. The first valiant sacrifices of a sterling national crusade for justice. Eugen was saying the words, but the verve he had injected into them in Boschberg was long gone. He was reciting them mechanically. Yeah, I looked over at August. I expected him to look dejected. He put in the conscious effort to smile at me, but even I could see that the smile wasn't concealing sadness. It was concealing nothing. Blankness. An absence of emotion. The rest of us got shoved in whatever unit needed us. Us three managed to stick together though, so it wasn't all bad. That sounds fairly all bad to me. It was their time. It'll be everyone's time someday. August! Why are you speaking like this? What? Saying we're gonna die? We all know this, Elfriede. Granted, us lot might all be going sooner than we had planned, but it'll be everyone's turn at some point. And that doesn't mean we can't enjoy what we've got before that happens. August! I mean, I agree, but... Stop this. Why are you suddenly being... What's going on? What's this noise? A young man approaches. You look strange. Oh, by the way, I watched the first episode, totally forgot that. And, of course, the Leylandian who attacked, Elfriede was not our friend Marius. How could I even think that? A young man approaches. His body is petite and his features youthful, but his uniform is significantly finer than the others. This must be Corporal Horst? I forgot myself and directly respond to his query. Sorry, we'll keep it down. Are you... Oh... You forgot his last name. I don't blame you, as mentioned. SZ, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Horst von Zilat. I'll go with Zilat. Immediately, his face is red. I really hope this is embarrassment and not anger, but it seems like a healthy mix. With surprise thrown in for good measure. What? Horst? Why do... sorry, Corporal Zilat. Oh, Jesus, Zilat. She's brand new. Corporal Zilat, allow me to introduce Private Raus, a newly enlisted member of the Postal Corps. She's here to get her bearings in the trenches. Unfortunately, her military education has not been up to the standard of a gentleman like you or I. But surely such a noble soul can forgive a touch of endearing barbarism from a naive country lass from time to time. Fine. Make sure she's gone by sundown. There's supposed to be a shelling tonight. Certainly, sir. Eugen salutes passionately. Without missing a beat, or really even acknowledging it, Corporal Zilat walks on and heads down the line. Eugen, why were you talking to the corporal like that? Is he a nobleman too? Ha, yes indeed, a nobleman, and then some. Does Hermann von Zilat ring any bells? Oh yes, I definitely recognize that. Sort of. That's, blind to my obvious complete non-recognition of that name, Eugen continues. Yes, exactly. Westling's one and only Minister for Transportation. Ah, yes. That Hermann von Zilat. I remember. I don't. Hang on. You know the Transport Minister's son? And he's in the trenches? He had to sign up. Everyone in Westling had their eye on him. He could hardly refuse. Not that that would have stopped him anyway. And as I was saying, all those weeks ago in our fair hometown, The nobility have engaged with this conflict on the same level as your run-of-the-mill commoner, Elfriede. I mean, surely my presence tells you as such. Oh, whoops. I clicked out of the window. Damn it. Screw you, mouse. Haven't you picked up a newspaper at any point, Elfriede? There's been a good couple of articles on the soldier's son of the war cabinet, from what I hear. I generally only skim that kind of thing. They're not exactly too relevant to me. What's it like serving alongside a nobleman? Eugen coughs loudly and deliberately. And no, I mean a real nobleman. Oh. Eugen has a loud and deliberate coughing fit. No, not like that. Oh, you know what I mean. The son of a cabinet minister. Rather the same as Lange, and rather the same as our intermediarial corporal. God rest his soul. Well, he's a bit of a better soldier. He survived a couple of battles now, from what I hear, so experience is on his side. But nobody gets any special treatment out here. And he's actually an NCO, believe it or not. He is an NCO? Someone of his standing who'd gone through officer training would have entered at a much higher level than corporal. True, that is actually true. I like to imagine that Corporal Zillard's attitude towards his rank is much the same as mine. Shoulder to shoulder with the workers is how a true gentleman approaches this fight. But realistically, he had little choice. His father is one of the few liberals in the cabinet. It was a remarkable cross-party appointment. It would hardly suit his political leaning for his son's military service to display such overt privilege. And how is he taking it? Not thrilled, I imagine? He seems to be doing okay. Honestly, he doesn't discuss such matters a great deal. Not sure if you could tell. He's one of the youngest men in Windmill Corner. But I'm not stupid enough to assume that makes him a bad leader. Why is everyone talking like this? I was just asking how they're getting on, and I'm not trying to have a strategy meeting. When they left, we were all so teary, but this reunion isn't anything like as emotional as I thought it would be. It's just glum. Welcome to war, Elfriede. Welcome to war. I think that's a good point to stop now, isn't it? Yeah. War. I mean, I don't want to get too political or something. And I probably am. Through the whole playthrough, I am probably way too political. But goddammit, war is shit. Like the biggest shit that ever can happen to a human being. Alright, said it. Now, what are you gonna do? Start a war? Okay, that was a stupid one. Anyway, before I talk more nonsense, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next episode. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.